In this video, I'll show you how to use keyframes in the color page of DaVinci Resolve. Keyframes can be used for creative effects as well as for adapting to changes in lighting and other aspects of a shot. Keyframing in the color page is done through the Keyframe Editor, located in the lower right. To expand and collapse the Keyframe Editor, click the small button in its upper right. The Keyframe Editor consists of a timeline ruler, keyframe track header, and individual keyframe tracks. Click dragging anywhere on the timeline ruler moves the playhead. To the left of the timeline ruler is a timecode display. Each node has a corresponding keyframe track. Sizing, for keyframing parameters in the sizing and 3D palettes, has its own track. The keyframe track header has several controls. An Enable/Disable button lets you enable or disable that track's node. A lock button to prevent changes to the node. When locked, a lock icon will appear on the node. An Auto Keyframe button. When on, any adjustments you make in the node will automatically create a dynamic keyframe. A track disclosure triangle reveals groups of parameters that can be separately keyframed. To the right of each track header is a keyframe track, on which keyframes are created and edited. At the top is the master track, which displays every keyframe applied on every track. To zoom in or out, use the zoom slider. You can also right-click on a track and select Maximum Zoom. To reset the zoom level, move the zoom slider all the way to the left, or right-click on a track and select Reset Zoom. The Keyframe Timeline Mode drop-down lets you control what tracks get keyframed when you add a keyframe using an Add Keyframe command from the Mark menu, a control panel, or a keyboard shortcut. There are 3 modes. The default is All. When the keyframe is added in this mode, every parameter of every node is keyframed. The master track at the top is highlighted in gray. This is the simplest mode to work in. Next is Color. In this mode, keyframes are added to every parameter of the currently selected node only. The selected node's topmost track is highlighted in green. Last is Sizing. In this mode, keyframes are added to every parameter of the sizing track. The sizing track is highlighted in blue. These modes can be bypassed by creating keyframes directly on specific tracks. This will be covered later. There are 2 types of keyframes, dynamic and static. Dynamic keyframes appear as small diamonds. Static keyframes as small circles. Dynamic keyframes create gradual changes. Static keyframes, or marks, create sudden, abrupt changes. To create a dynamic keyframe, first position the playhead on a frame where a change is to begin. In this example, the highlights are a bit overexposed at first, but improve as the camera tilts upward. I'll position the playhead near the beginning of the clip. There are 4 ways to add a dynamic keyframe. From the Mark menu, select Add Keyframe to add a dynamic keyframe at the playhead position. Or you can use the keyboard shortcut, Command open square bracket, Control open square bracket in Windows. These 2 methods fall under the sway of the Keyframe Timeline mode. It's currently set to All, so every parameter of every node has been keyframed. For me, that's overkill, but for you, it might be okay. It's your decision. Just bear in mind that this could cause problems when you need to make adjustments on other nodes. Remember, every parameter of every node has been keyframed. Something to keep in mind. You can, instead, set the Keyframe Timeline mode to Color. That will keyframe every parameter of the currently selected node only. I personally prefer to keyframe the least number of parameters necessary. In this case, I'll be making adjustments on the Curves palette. I'll expand a track for the selected node. I'll add a keyframe on the Color Corrector track. Adding a keyframe on this track will keyframe all parameters on the camera raw, color wheels, primary controls, curves, and color warper palettes, nothing else. That's still a lot, but it is the minimum. To add the keyframe here, you have two options. Right-click on the track and select Add Dynamic Keyframe from the menu, or turn on Automatic Keyframing for the track. Just remember that when this is turned on, any change you make causes a dynamic keyframe to be added automatically, so be sure to turn it off when you're done. Whichever method you've decided on to add the keyframe, make any needed adjustments at this position. I'll open the Curves palette and bring down the midtones and highlights. Move the playhead to the next position of the animated change. Add another keyframe here, or just make some adjustments if automatic keyframing is turned on. I'll bring the midtones and highlights back up. I'll add a third dynamic keyframe at the end of the clip and darken the midtones and bring up the highlights to create atmosphere. Let's play that. Because dynamic keyframes were used, all changes occur gradually. Notice that the Curves palette doesn't mirror the gradual change, but changes abruptly when the playhead passes over a keyframe. This will be true of every control in the color page, but things are changing gradually nonetheless. In this next example, I've pulled the key of the background. I'll use a static keyframe to abruptly change its color. To add a static keyframe or mark, position the playhead where you'd like an abrupt change to occur. As with a dynamic keyframe, there are multiple ways to add a static keyframe. You can select Add Static Keyframe from the Mark menu, or you can use the keyboard shortcut, Command closed square bracket, Control closed square bracket in Windows. These two methods fall under the influence of the Keyframe Timeline Mode setting. To bypass this setting, right-click on the specific track and select Add Static Keyframe from the menu. I'll set the Keyframe Timeline Mode to Color and press Command closed square bracket, Control closed square bracket in Windows to add a static keyframe to the currently selected node. A static keyframe has been added to every parameter of the node. I could have accomplished the same thing without changing the Keyframe Timeline Mode by right-clicking on the top-level corrector track and selecting Add Static Keyframe. I'll move the playhead to the left of the keyframe and change the background color to green. Now I'll move the playhead to the right of the keyframe and change the background color to blue. The clip begins with a green background, which abruptly changes to blue. Effects can be keyframed as well. Whether an effect is added to an existing node or used as an independent node, it'll appear as one of the keyframing tracks when you click the node's disclosure triangle. Effects can be keyframed in the Keyframe Editor or by keyframing its parameters directly in the Settings tab. Keyframing parameters directly in the Settings tab creates dynamic keyframes. The keyframes will be displayed in the Keyframe Editor however they were created. It's easy to convert keyframes from one type to another. Here are 3 static keyframes. To convert the middle one to a dynamic keyframe, select it, right-click, and choose Change to Dynamic Keyframe. To change a dynamic keyframe to a static keyframe, select Change the Static Keyframe. To convert more than one keyframe at a time, draw a selection rectangle around them first. The keyframes displayed on the master track cannot be converted. Dynamic and static keyframes can be mixed together. Just remember that a dynamic keyframe placed to the right of a static keyframe will not result in a gradual change or interpolation in jargon speak between the two keyframes. But a dynamic keyframe placed to the left of a static keyframe will result in a gradual change between the two. To move a keyframe, click-drag it with the mouse. To move more than one at a time, draw a selection rectangle around them first. When moving keyframes on the master track, all keyframes on all nodes are moved. When moving a keyframe on a node's top-level track, all keyframes on that specific node only are moved. To move a keyframe only on a specific track within a node, expand its top-level corrector track. Now move the keyframe or keyframes on the particular track. No other keyframes will be moved. To delete a keyframe, select it and either press the Delete key or right-click and select Delete Selected Keyframe from the menu. To delete more than one, draw a bounding rectangle to select them first. To delete all keyframes from all nodes of the current clip, select Delete All Keyframes from the Mark menu. Or you can draw a bounding rectangle around all the keyframes on the master track. Corrections or adjustments made at each keyframe can be modified. To do this, it's often necessary to place the playhead directly on top of a keyframe. To make this easier, there are two keyboard shortcuts. Open square bracket to move backward to the previous keyframe, and closed square bracket to move forward to the next keyframe. To modify a dynamic keyframe, position the playhead directly on the keyframe and make any adjustments. To modify the segment to the left of a static keyframe, place the playhead to the left of the keyframe. To modify the segment to the right of a static keyframe, place the playhead to the right of the keyframe. Easing can be added to dynamic keyframes. Select the keyframe, then right-click and select Change Dynamic Attributes from the menu. Start Dissolve controls the easing to the right of the keyframe, and End Dissolve controls the easing to the left. Keyframes can be copied from one node to another. The easiest way, but maybe not the best, is to select the node to copy the keyframes from and press Command-C, Control-C in Windows, or select Copy from the Edit menu. Then select the node to copy the keyframes to and press Command-V, Control-V in Windows, or select Paste from the Edit menu. Be aware that doing it this way clobbers everything on the destination node, making it an exact copy of the source node. If you want to copy just the keyframes, press Option-V, Alt-V in Windows instead. In the dialog, place a check mark in Keyframes. Place a check mark in Parameters to copy all keyframes on all parameters, or to copy the keyframes for specific parameters only, leave parameters unchecked and place check marks in the parameters you do want to copy. Click Apply. However keyframes are copied, the grades associated with each keyframe are copied as well. If you want the keyframes without the grades, then position the playhead on a keyframe and right-click on the node in the Node Editor and select Reset Node Grade. Repeat for every keyframe. To copy keyframes and grades from one clip to another, select the thumbnail in the timeline you want to copy the keyframes to. By default, when applying a grade from a clip or still, keyframes are not copied. To change this, right-click in an empty area of the gallery, select Apply Grades Using, and select one of the keyframe options. Now right-click on the thumbnail you want to copy the keyframes from and select Apply Grade from the menu. The keyframes will be placed at matching frames corresponding to the timecode of the source clip. If copying to a completely different clip, this may not create the result you're after. You can also use saved stills to copy keyframes and grades from one clip to another. Select the thumbnail of the clip to copy to, then right-click on the still and select Apply Grade. And that was an in-depth look at keyframing in the color page. I hope it helps you out. Thank you for watching.